Morning, guys. Well, this morning I need to get some brakes working because got to be able to stop this thing. Kind of went through my pile of old motorcycle and quad brake parts, and there's a few master cylinders here, some wheel cylinders. These are for front brakes. Obviously, we don't have front brakes set up yet, but I think eventually I want to do that. So I'll see which one of these work. Even if we routed one of these all the way to the back, say one of these don't work. But I think one of these or two of these will be okay. The problem that I have with these, there's only a couple of them that could possibly work, have pistons in them. This one's like totally gone, and this one here, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not sure that any of these are for a Honda. It looks like we got that. We got a post there, might be for that there. I don't know. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to make a bracket to secure the caliper here to that rear swing arm. But I'm not going to know until I dig into it. So I'm going to get busy here and I'm going to figure something out. Mounting the master cylinder, that's not going to be hard at all. But getting a rear caliper to work, like I said, I'm sure I'm going to have to make some kind of bracket. But I'm going to dig into it. I'm going to start working, and once I figure something out, I'll bring you on back and we'll see how this goes. Let's have some brakes by the end of the day, huh? How awesome is that little trike? All right, we'll see you guys in a bit. Now this is going to end up being the bracket that holds that caliper on there. Looks a little ugly now, but I'll make it look better. Alright guys, well this is where I'm at so far on this. It was real easy to go ahead and mount up the master cylinder here. Just a piece of flat bar I welded into the chassis there. So that's good. This will head on back here. Now, you just saw me cut the start of this bracket here, and I drilled holes and mounted it to the caliper there. And I have right there. I have the brake pads in there. Now this guy here needs to go down and pick up this little knob there coming out of the swing arm there, and that'll secure that end. And then from these two, I'm going to take a piece of flat bar to come up and grab this caliper right here. So after I get all that done, it'll basically be mounted, and run some hydraulics and see if all the hydraulics are working. So work continues. That's where I'm at right now, and hopefully all the all the seals inside the caliper and the master, they all work, and we'll have brake pressure here later today. But yeah, back to work. I'll see you in a bit. Well, good morning, guys. This is day number 2 on the installation of these brake components, the master cylinder and the caliper of the trike project. So as you can see, I had to make up this little bracket here, and then I had to make up this one here, and that secures these are rubber mounted, so there's always a little bit of flex, but it's mounted tight there. And then this little piece of flat bar, drill a couple holes, welded on there. That's good there. I need to make a little mount for the brake fluid reservoir there, but the reason I didn't finish this up yesterday is because I ran into a little bit of a problem. If you watch this bolt right there, as I roll it, it passes by that one, then it runs into that bracket there, which is the stock bracket that came with the caliper. Now these calipers are actually off of a Suzuki, the LT250R, which I'm incorporating onto this. This is a TRX swing arm here, TRX 450 swing arm. So adjustments are gonna have to be made. So I ran to the hardware store this morning and I got these little screws here to replace the one that came with it. Now you can see it does maybe about 1/16 of an inch closer there, and I don't know if that's going to be enough or not, but doesn't look like it will be. So I might actually have to grind a little bit off of the mount there to get that to go by. Now it's funny, I got a Suzuki rotor here, and they actually have an indentation there for the screw to be set in a little bit further, because apparently they planned for that tight fit there. But the Honda rotor does not have that, and frankly, if I had the machine bit, I would do that, but I don't, so I'm gonna have to work on the bracket itself. So I am going to work on solving that problem, and then once everything's able to rotate, wheels actually turn, and mount the reservoir there, I'm going to go ahead and bleed it and see if things work, because yeah, I mean, looks like it should work. So anyways, I'm going to get to work and see what I come up with in a little bit here. All right, guys, we'll be back in a little bit. So I made this bracket up yesterday. That slides down onto that little post there. Make sure that the brake pads are in the right location. Slides down there like that, but I did use one washer back there to space that out. There we go. There we go. So I switched out those bolts with these here. Get the tripod out of the way, and we'll see if this thing actually rolls here. It's hitting it just a touch right there. So I'm going to pull that back off and just clean. Where's that hitting? Starts right there. So I'm going to grind. It doesn't look like I have to grind much. Very little bit. So I'm going to clean that up a little bit, and I think we'll be in good shape. It was very nice of those screws to actually show me where to grind. See, it's just touching that little bit there. So I'm going to grind that little bit of an arc out of there, and yeah, I think we'll be good. Okay. All right, guys, we are good. So let's get the hydraulics bled there and see if we don't have some brakes. We're almost there. More delay. Well, guys, if you only knew what I went through to get one of these working. I don't know if you can see in there. Those plungers, this is one of them, and the one that I now have on here was stuck all the way to the bottom, and I tried like heck to loosen it up. I put WD-40 in it and heated it up, and I ended up taking an air hose and blowing it into the inlet, and it finally got this plunger to pop on out where it belongs so it can actually pump. So after all I went through, to even see this is extremely exciting. We are on our ways to having brakes, but it's been quite a journey. So anyways, I'm gonna get this bled, and whatever the correct word is, terminology, and hopefully it'll be clamping down on that rotor. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, guys, bad news. I got it all bled. I know it was because, well, frankly, let's see, where's that little tool there? This thing here, it's a little vacuum pump. And got this all the way filled with fluid that I ran from the reservoir through there all the way through here. And when I'd push on this here, I would notice that the fluid would come up and down, up and down, up and down at the same rate that I'm pumping here. So the only thing I can figure is it's getting past the seal somehow. But the one problem I have is that, you know, there's a little piston and seal inside there. If it was getting past that, it would be leaking down here. So, and I did give movement from the piston, but it was, you know, with the pair of vice grips. You can push the piston this way and bring it back this way. And I know there's pressure, or there's movement there. So, but I'm just not getting any brakes, any pressure. So I'm gonna leave it overnight, see if there's any puddles in the morning. Maybe if I let the seal soak up some brake fluid, I'd get better sealage. Anyways, I'm done with this damn thing today, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. If I got to get new master cylinders and calipers, then that's what I'll do. I mean, all the mechanics are there. I mean, I accomplished quite a bit on this thing this week, but if it's gonna have brakes with what I have here, it'll have them in the morning. Like I said, maybe it'll soak up some soaking in the brake fluid overnight, and the seals will swell up. Maybe I'll get some power, but I know I got all the air out of it, but it's just not working the darn. Hey, I don't see any movement in that caliper. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. It'll be here tomorrow for me to work on again. Well, good morning, guys. I tell you, I've been brainstorming the last couple of days because this braking system doesn't make any sense to me. Now, we know that I got the piston in there all freed up and everything. We know that it's pumping fluid, but I thought I had it bled, but I'm not getting any pressure, and it's not moving the caliper. Now, all I can figure is the problem is in this line right here, the way it goes up like this. And the problem being is that these master cylinders, they pump such a little amount of fluid that if this is all full of air, maybe the fluid is able to sneak by and leave the air in. Basically gravity. Fluid's at the bottom, air's at the top of this loop here. So what I am going to do is I'm going to redirect this line so it's actually at the bottom, and maybe get the air out of it. I think that is really the only answer. The only other answer, of course, is buy new components. But if it's pumping and not leaking, then why wouldn't it be pumping under pressure? We're gonna figure this out and get these brakes working so we can start ripping this little trike around. All right, guys, I'm gonna work on this darn thing, and hopefully it's just some air in there and we can get that air out of there and we'll have some brakes. So, all right, I'll bring you back in a little bit. We'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, check it out. I got this vacuum pump going on here. I have pumped that much fluid out of there, gotten a ton of air, and this is where we're at right here. And I step on this. I would say that's solid fluid. So I'm going to tighten everything up and see if we don't got pressure. If we don't have pressure, then I think I'm going to be buying some components here. New master cylinder, new caliper. Rerouted this so there's not a chance that there's air at the top of some loop, because there's no longer a loop. So this is where we're at. Even when I pump this guy here, get some vacuum going on. Well, look at that. There's a little bit of air there. So where's that air coming from? And this is going down here. Now, I'm not sure, it's not getting some air from the side there. Is that tight? I do believe that's sucking air from the side there. That hose in on there tight. I've pumped this much fluid through. Master cylinder is pushing the fluid. So I'm going to button this up. I'm going to tighten that guy up and see if we don't have pressure. Yeah. I think that's about all I can do. We'll see if it works. Well, guys, you saw what I'm up against, and there is still no pressure. Now, I've installed and bled lots of quad systems, and they are a pain in the butt because, like I said, the master cylinders throw just a little bit of fluid, but once you get them bled, they're tight. They work like any other braking system. But this one here, I do believe I got solid fluid here, and it is not pumping up pressure. So I'm to the point that I'm gonna order parts, and might as well just get some new stuff here and put it together. I like using old used stuff, and you know, save the money, but you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So if any of you guys have any suggestions, maybe something I'm doing wrong here, put your opinions in the comments, and let's discuss it. But I tell you, I think I put this thing together right, and it is not working. So yeah, there's still work to finish up on this thing, and I'll continue to work on it while I'm waiting for the brake parts, but I'm not riding this thing without brakes. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and you know, I'll see you on the next one. Like I said, we still have the spark problem. This thing's not running, so ignition and brakes still is kind of an issue, but I'll keep working on it, and we will be riding this trike at some point. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you on the next one.